Put that shit away. Harry Potter, I'll give you Harry Potter.
It's actually really good because
It's just stop it. It's bringing back horrible memories.
It's not bringing back horrible memories.
It is. Shut up, you muggles, muggins. We are next to a river. iPhone goes by phone. Why he's killing me right now. Go on, let's get on to the heavy topic of relationships.
Okay, go.
Go. You start. God, life's horrible. Right. So since we've known each other, how heartbroken have we both been in the decade of our friendship?
Well, I seem to be getting better at it, and along the lines of not caring, not having a soul.
Yeah.
You seem to be going the other direction. It's like whatever bits of soul I seem to lose, you seem to find and go, oh,
I seem to run away with them. I have learned from past mistakes, I think. Easier sort of said than done with some of the emotions coming into play, but I've learned, I think. Imagine the big nasty thing in the past where I went to London and you were on WhatsApp every day and FaceTime we were playing chess. Like that, was stretched over, say, a 2-year period maybe before I was out there more myself and doing things and confident. Whereas now it's almost like a 2-month or 3-month time frame. Well, so it's like if I can sit here and say I've condensed this 3 years into like a couple of months, and I got to think, yeah, it sucked, but I mean that's progress.
Where you work out a lot, you have a lot more endorphins.
Normally, yeah.
So when you do feel down, it's probably because something simple and easy, like you haven't worked out.
Oh, I think that is a massive part of it, yeah.
And part of it could probably just be sorted if you had a banging session in the gym.
Oh yeah, 100% working out's a massive thing. But it is, I say, I'm normally so busy, have a routine, or like I've got plans, and then suddenly the plans or the future I thought of, and of course having a relationship is part of that, a big part of that when it's that serious, that goes, it's like the whole routine goes, it's like, oh, well, fuck that, that's done. No routine for Bradley.
I think you're like a delicate ecosystem. When something bad happens to me, like a breakup, I just watch a sad movie and cry.
Yeah, but then after the first couple of weeks, what then?
Eventually I just get over it.
But I mean, so yeah, you're pretty resilient, and I was like to say, you've got sort of better at it, and then...
Yeah, I haven't always been resilient. That's the thing.
We've had horrible times, we're both still here.
Not so much resilient as I don't care. I've accepted the fact that if a woman...
doesn't want you.
Doesn't want me, she doesn't want me.
That's a big part of it. Like, if we're on the receiving end, which we seem to be the guys that get that.
I learned a long time ago, you can live without anyone. No one is so much part embedded in your life that if they leave, you're never going to survive. If you do, have that, then you have far much less self-worth than you realise.
Yeah. I mean, that's easier said than done, but if someone doesn't want you, let go. That's fine. That's a good thing. That's what I sort of. It's taken me a few weeks now to realise that, but I sort of know it anyway, but you don't feel it. But then that sinks in. If someone doesn't want you, that's good. That's like the best breakup you could ask for, to be honest.
Yeah, it's the people who get dicked around. Is the bonkers thing.
What do you mean by dicked around?
People will go, I don't want you. I want to be friends, but then they still have sex with you, and then claim that you're still friends.
Well, that's like if you get into that territory, touch wood. I was there once, but that resolved itself. But then I was on the hurt because they met someone. So and that's the thing. So if you're in that sort of situation, if you can just enjoy the sex, and if that's a physical thing, but
you can't. I would always say
that's the thing. I don't know if people can. I couldn't, and then I got hurt, or I felt hurt because of that. But then there was no bad intentions. You're not together, so it doesn't matter.
I knew a guy who said, so he's started talking to his ex again, and they've just started having sex, but they just, keeping it casual. They're not really interested to get back together.
But he's got feelings for her.
And I was like, you're going to get hurt, man. He was like, no. And it's just his first girlfriend. He's like, no, I'm sure it's fine. I'm happy
he's gonna
just to keep it safe. I was like, you're a fucking idiot.
No,
Every time you get your heart broken, you lose a piece of your soul. I've lost so much. There's barely anything left to
that's
take.
A bit of a bad thing to say. Well, I think I said that in one of my videos, can you only be heartbroken so many times? Is this like now am I just going to give up and become like a cold son of a bitch?
You went through a stage of being cold about relationships anyway.
Oh, really, I thought I'm going to be single my whole life.
That was when you were living in Soho, you went through that stage of...
That's when you're living in the red light district, getting fed alcohol by your nightclub designing flatmate. Yeah, that'd do that to a broken man. For me, say if you've watched some of the videos I talked about the relationship stuff recently, it's realising that I wanted it so badly, and I invented this thing, and you can see all the issues afterwards, and but the thing is, I could even see things at the time that I ignored, and I thought, I'll just ignore that. but it wasn't just like a few things. The list that I can think of, and I know it's exhaustive, like, and that shows how weak my sort of like self-esteem was and my confidence and how sure about what I was doing. I felt I needed this thing, and it's like, whoa, man, Bradley. And this has been like a wake-up call that say I needed it, even though I didn't want it, but I needed it.
When you see them alarm bells are ringing, we, as emotional men, tend to ignore them. We can see them and we go, oh, it'll be okay. Sure, brush under the carpet, put our head in the sand. And I've always said to myself, right, I've got this concern about this particular aspect. I've got an alarm bell ringing. It's very similar to a situation I've been in before. And that's how you learn. And then I've gone, no, it's not going to happen again.
Yeah. And that there is not going to happen. If you, like, good self-esteem, sure of what you're doing, got your own little place or whatever, you could, not so put your foot down, but you could say, right, I'm not happy with this in the thing, I'd end the relationship. Or I'd address this, and then if it is unchangeable, it's not going to work, then you end it and that's it. But when you're sat there in like a bad situation, you're just like plodding along. It's a big thing of the universe pushing you around and just being reactive rather than active. Like, I'm getting pushed around by the universe, all these decisions and whatever in the relationships and all that. It's like I'm being just pushed. I'm just stood here like totally stagnant, being pushed around, and all my decisions, I'm not making it, they're all being made for me. And you're going to suffer, and that's what's happened. Good relationships last, bad relationships end.
99% of relationships end.
That's a very cheery statistic.
It's true.
Is it true?
It is. You think about how many women...
Is that there's a research to back that up? What's the quote for that?
I use the term relationship.
How do they research
someone
that?
You are interested in, sexually or emotionally, and they are interested in you, or you've had that connection, you've had that moment where you're like, that's it, that's a relationship. So if you meet a woman and you go, I want to be with you, and you go on a date, she goes, it's not going to happen. How many times have you been rejected by a woman?
I don't know. I don't know.
Exactly.
Endless.
Now let's say
let's pick one night out and see.
So if you get with someone, right?
That's the thing. It doesn't.
So I've
you get rejected by a stranger, it doesn't matter. That's the thing. You get rejected by a stranger, it doesn't matter. When you think you're in love and you get rejected, that's the spear through the heart.
Let's say, why would my current relationship, be any more special than any previous relationship that I was in that I thought was amazing? What is it about this relationship? I mean, don't get me wrong.
Well, it works. Where you both are in life, it works.
Exactly. What about in 2 years' time? What about when marriage comes along or kids come along?
Hopefully you're still enjoying that journey together.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
But 5-10 years ago, actually, this isn't working, let's get a divorce. Okay, that is still then a failed relationship.
So you have that divorce then. Yeah, it failed at that point, but could you say it was successful for X number of years?
No.
The mad thing, I look back and it's like, that's tainted because of how it ended and what happened.
I'm not saying you can't have a good relationship.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's not a good. I've had good relationships with previous women, and I'm in what I consider a good relationship now. However, there is more chance because of the amount of options that male and female have, the amount of distraction they have, the amount of the attention span of modern day people. There are more chances of this relationship failing than it is succeeding. And succeeding being living till the end of the time, till death do us part.
And I think, I don't say movies, media, things like that. I think I was warped into believing in some weird fairy tale romantic love. And a big thing that got me unhappy, especially after the first breakup, I thought that was it. There's one girl, one person for you. That ended. That's why I really lost the plot, because I thought there was no point. Actually, the reason for me to be alive, apart from the films and the writing, even the gym, even family and friends, since I was the only reason Bradley was on this planet since I was a kid was to fall in love and get married. That's nuts. I don't know where it came from. My family didn't really push that or anything.
Programmed into you, man.
And let's say when that first big 4-year, 5-year thing ended, it's like, well, that's it. I'm done. I've had my chance at life and I failed. And then it's that lingering thought of that. And then when I've got, say, the 2 relationships since that one that have both ended, I get reminded of that. And I sit here and I know that's not true because I've had these 3 relationships, and at the time I thought they were all great and everything's hunky-dory and that's life complete. But then afterwards, when they've ended, I'm reminded of, well, it's just a relationship, just a person. And then I sort of have to think, hang on, what is the point? And that's where it comes back to, hang on, the point is living and being Bradley and doing my stuff. Unless that's in order and your focus and your goals and your self-esteem aren't in order, you can't have a relationship because you'll be too reliant on them and you won't be yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if she can be herself, an independent, happy woman, with me, an independent, happy man, and our path continues to stay there, then that to me would lead to what I would classify as a successful relationship.
Yeah, well, that's what I've mentioned that before. It's just two people sharing a journey, and it's like objectively, you know that it's not some dependency thing, it's not some king-queen ownership thing. It's two people sharing a journey and it working.
Do you remember the early days?
But then I say that and then I get affected by emotions. So what am I ranting about? And that's the big thing. Try, and it's like now doing this, I don't doubt that I'm gonna fucking fall head over heels in love again. There's something about
Oh, you always do.
Oh, I don't know what it is. It's like it's a smile. It's a haircut. It's a smell. No, it could be that, and it's just something charming. Something will get me, and and it's like I'm going to try so hard just to focus on getting my stuff done because I will just jump in with both feet, and it's just not good. It's not good.
Maybe next time, just dip your toes in.
I sort of think that as mad as it sounds, think I should just sit here and think, right, I should just force myself to try and be some sort of player and just sleep with women and not have a relationship. Literally, that'd be hard. It'd be harder for me to force myself to do that than have a relationship. What, people coming out for a nice cup of tea and hearing this?
No, it's as women walk past you. I should just force myself to sleep with women.
It's no, it's if you obviously two adults meet each other and can have just sex for fun, then yeah, why not? But I mean, if I did that, would that change my mindset towards this romantic love idea?
No.
I literally feel like even Jack has said it. Whenever I sort of mention love or things to him, he's like, nothing good has ever come of it. Every time you've said you've fallen in love, you've turned to partying, you've gone nuts, you've stopped writing, your life's gone to pot. My other friend is like, if when you'd spoken to me about love, you suddenly had started inventing businesses and you got really successful and you were travelling the world and you had the best memories and the best times ever, but every time it's come to romantic love, he said, it's been disastrous for you. So he's like, he doesn't want to be anti it, but he's like, with me, any sort of experience, it's always been bad. So how can it be a good thing? I need to drum this out of me somehow.
And women fancy me for sometimes.
Oh, women fancy.
Well, some girls do. Some girls
guy.
me.
So do some animals.
Yeah, so do some animals. Yeah, some girls like me, some girls don't. And the ones who do like me always well, yeah, he's great, but you're outspoken, and you sort of go, well, that's okay because that's me. And that's not going to change. But eventually, you meet someone you don't want to be outspoken to or with, or you're outspoken.
What do you mean?
So, for instance, you're a rock star, right?
No, I'm not.
You
Sean,
party
please
like a rock
don't.
star.
No, I pretend. I put on a fun show when I'm out.
Okay,
I
so
put on a fun show.
So you do that, and you party hard, and it's all fun and games, and then you meet a girl, and you go, yes, sex, brilliant, okay, and then one day you'll meet someone, and you'll go, this is slightly different. I feel that there's a little bit more than just the average connection here, and then you go for it. It's the same thing with me. I'm a prick to everyone.
No,
but then
you're
I've
not.
met
Don't
Hannah.
say that.
I'm a prick to everyone.
You're not. You've got a weird sense of humour and you get a bit loud, but you're not a prick.
But I met Hannah, and I'm not a prick to Hannah because I don't.
Good.
Because I'm not. Because she gets my humour, and the thing is, she's so laid back. And the reason I think my relationship with Hannah worked is because although I did care about her, I didn't tell her that I cared about her, which means it wasn't this thing where, I care about you, and she goes, freak out.
Well, no, it's just that you're taking it slowly and being sensible. Well, that's in a nutshell. Yeah, you're taking it slowly and being sensible.
I waited for her to make the first move, for her to say, I really do think that this is going to go into relationship territory, and then I went, okay.
But then I guess there's nothing wrong with the guy saying it first, as long as it's natural and it works and you're both there. The issue comes when one party is inventing something and ignoring issues and red flags.
But
that's where issues come. Well, I'll say this is the first time it's been sort of this situation for me. And
so I've dated someone before. Okay,
I'll learn from this.
Years ago, I dated someone before, and there was something particular that happened, and it made me think a bit. That's weird. And then when I dated someone after that, I had that same feeling, and then I went, no, I'm not going down that route again.
Yeah. Well, I will hopefully be strong enough for myself. I know these red flags now, and I can see them, and it's nuts. It's like I'm not.
I think you've got to listen to other people as well.
So
so she's younger than us. She doesn't want to be with a 30-year-old man in a committed relationship. Yeah. She's just got a relationship. She wants to have fun.
Yeah.
Why has she done this? This is weird. it's not. And you're exactly. I said, just don't get hurt, and you just went, why would I get hurt?
Yeah.
So I'm going to be fine, absolutely fine. And I went, and after I had off the phone of yours,
I know.
I know where this is going.
I know.
I mean, but one thing I said, you were with her for what, 6 months?
7.
7 months? Yeah, 6, 7 months. And then you rang me one day and you were like, I'm moving in with
so-and-so, yeah.
I'm moving in with so-and-so. And then I went, oh, okay, well, that's cool.
Yeah.
And then I was like, all right, yeah, that's all right, that's cool. And then you sort of went, yeah, moving in next week, brilliant. Okay, well, crack on, hope it goes well. And then when you rang me and told me the story, I was like, Jesus, Jesus. You just couldn't make it.
Like, anything bad that happens is character building. That's it. So if you get some disastrous stuff in your life, just call it character building. There you go.
Bradley, I'd have no problem telling you as well if you fucked up. I don't think that you are to blame for that one, because I got to be honest, I didn't see that. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
But I couldn't have predicted what happened, which, by the way, is hysterical.
It is, yeah. It is very, very funny. Never happened before, and hopefully that won't happen again. But this is what's specific. Let's get more back to sort of universal advice. So this mad, crazy crap happened to me, and I'm going to learn from it. But I told you so. Yeah.
I told you so.
But the thing is, I told myself so as well. That's the thing. I did tell myself so. I knew it, but I wouldn't believe it. I wouldn't accept it. I was like, wow, this is a fantasy. This is like a dream. I'm the luckiest man on the planet. And then it's like all this just piled up, and then like
I think is
it
one
was
thing
all
I know.
make believe.
Anyway, let's move on.
Right, let's move on. Physically, mentally, what we're talking about. Right, in a nutshell, what we just talked about.
Listen to people, and listen to yourself, and don't ignore the red flags when they pop up.
Know yourself. Have your self-esteem and your life and your feet firmly on the ground in your reality, and like with what you're doing.
I think you just got sold a dream, man. Yeah. You know, someone said buy this for you know, it's a great price, it's a great product, and it came and it turned out it was from China.
Yeah.
You know.
I like it.
You're like,
right. Well, that's another ranty chat. This video says lots of little separate videos. That's Bradley and Sean talk about relationships. Two idiots that don't know what we're talking about. But what is it? Do you consider failure experience? No, I consider experience. Loki and Thanos, oh yeah.
I consider experience.
That was a real crap camp Loki impression, I'm sorry, Sean. Ruining poor old Loki, disrespecting Loki. Right, okay, see you later. Hopefully there's something that'll entertain you. Yeah. Boo. Let's do peace out on these videos. Not doing B-Rad. We'll make that a thing.
Peace out.
Peace out.
We'll be making that a thing.
We'll make that a thing on these ones.